all along. We're going to have a full and complete hearing once we have all the bills that are introduced on this deal. That's why we didn't have a hearing before March 1. We didn't want to have a hearing, on one, then have to have hearings on the other. So we were going to wait to see what all the ideas were. They were filed after March 1, and we had a very quick hearing date relative to after all the bills were filed and heard. And like I said early on, if it took 2 hours, it took 2 hours. If it takes 4 hours, it takes 4 hours. If it took 6 hours, it took 6 hours. I don't know how many hours.
I think it took 6 hours.
6 hours. There you go.
Senator, how do you respond to, for example, Senator Engler and some others who say your OPC provision is a poison pill?
I don't view it as a poison pill. They don't represent ratepayers. I represent ratepayers. I think it really comes down. Most of the people that were for the bill don't pay Ameren rates. Most of the people that have concerns with the bill pay Ameren rates. That's what it boils down to. If Senator Engler would support Cape Girardeau taxpayers being able to raise taxes on Farmington taxpayers and spend the money on Cape, which we all know he wouldn't support, I think we could have a discussion, but I think that's really where it breaks down.
Somebody else, a witness, mentioned that during his testimony that this might be putting the foot in the door for a fight 3 years from now, similar to the one in 2009. Do you foresee that happening?
No, I think that's absolutely what Ameren and Senator Keogh's legislation is it's a step to repeal QIP. My understanding is that the governor didn't want to go there within the repeal of QIP because 2 years ago the governor came out and said, I'm opposed to the repeal of QIP during that debate that we were at. At this time, this is a way to get a mini repeal of QIP on a direction that we're going forward. When I think Senator Lamping pointed out very well that the real issue here is are we or are we not going to repeal QIP in the state of Missouri? And I do think that we need to have that kind of dialogue because I think everyone agrees that the additional $15 million, Ameren could do that all by itself. That's a drop in the bucket for Ameren. In fact, Ameren's already spent $25 million already in that direction. So maybe the broader debate that we need to have after having this hearing is, do we want to repeal QIP outright?
Doesn't your bill do the same thing? Doesn't your bill open that same door?
It does, but my legislation, remember, my legislation, and the whole reason that I filed my legislation is to get all of the ideas that were being discussed about in one bill. All of the ideas that were talked about that Ameren wanted and needed, in its opinion, plus all of the consumer protections that the ratepayers, the people that actually will pay for this, relative to the people that won't pay for this, or have sweetheart deals, I asked at length, will you make these memorandums of understanding open so that we know why the co-ops are here? I'm a trust kind of guy, but I like to verify as well. So, my bill was filed in that spirit.